Hello, welcome to Family Business World. I'm Dr. Dale Caldwell. I have the honor to have an amazing CEO and someone I can call a friend, Mike Seitel, CEO of Norwalt. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thanks for inviting me.
It's an honor to have you here, and as you know, I'm passionate about supporting manufacturing around the country, but especially in New Jersey. Norwalt has an amazing story. Could you say a little bit about the Norwalt story? Where was it founded and when and so?
We started in 1971. My father and his partner, Walter McDonald, my father Norbert Seitel, they started then. They were working at another big machine builder.
Now they were both from Germany, or?
No. Okay. We got an Irish guy and a German guy.
Okay, but
my father's German, Walter's McDonald's Irish.
And was he born in Ireland?
He was second generation.
Second generation, okay, good.
And they were working in a big machine shop and working on machines, and my father ran the factory. He had come over from Germany, I think at age 18, and by 26 was the plant manager.
Wow.
Taught himself English and all. And Walter ran engineering, but the company wasn't doing well because they took some high-risk stuff. They were putting in, I think, 100 hours a week.
Wow.
And they were just working themselves to death. So they decided, my father actually had the idea, said, I'm going to go off on my own. If I'm going to work to death, might as well do it for myself.
For myself, right, exactly.
And so he went, asked Walter, and the story is Walter said, let me think about it. I just had a baby. And 10 minutes later, he said, I'm in. So they remortgaged their homes, went knocking on doors to banks. No one wanted to give them a loan.
Right.
Finally, they found a bank that would give them a loan, and then they started.
Well, Mike, one of the things I'm finding on the show is we're talking to people, and banks used to give character loans.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and now they don't give character loans, and people don't understand that, how that's stopping innovation in this country because they're not lending. So they gave him a character loan and said, we trust
everyone else, the big banks all shoot him away.
Right.
And one guy said, I like you guys.
Yeah.
And that's what they said.
And they got him started.
Got him started.
Nice.
Yeah.
And 71.
71.
Okay,
71.
good. And so where did they go? Where did they first start?
So we were in Whippany.
Whippany, okay.
And we started in a small rented space from a machine shop.
Okay.
And we rented maybe about 2,000 square foot space, built a couple little contraptions up, put them in, and the two of them just worked, and slowly, as they built the one contraption and things, they got another machine, and things got a little bigger. And after a while, the machine shop was subleasing from them.
Right.
And then they broke through the walls to another place in the 80s, and kept going through. And then I came aboard in I came aboard, cleaning toilets when I was 9. Don't tell the ocean people that, because I didn't get paid, right? I got to go out for a burger on Saturdays, and that was my thing. And then, sometimes the two of them would go in, say, you missed some spots, do it all over again.
Right.
So they'd send me back, I'd have to clean the toilets and bathrooms all over again. But they actually were good. They taught me how to
You developed the work ethic. You developed the work ethic early on. And so what do they do officially? I mean, now what do you do at Norwalt?
We build high-speed automation. So some of the things we build most of the things that you find in your kitchen cabinets, in your bathroom cabinets. Think deodorants, shampoo caps. We build machines that put all the plastic parts together.
Amazing.
And different speeds. Some are slow, some are fast. We just ship the machine doing 1,000 a minute.
Wow.
Putting tampons together.
Wow. So, I mean, I'm amazed by what you do, and we're going to show some products in a little bit. But before we do, I want to hear your story. So you were 9. You were cleaning toilets. What did you do after school? You went to high school. And
I went to high school. And interest. I was in the band. Was an all-state trumpet player.
Trumpet. Really, all-state.
Yeah.
Really?
And I thought about going in to be a professional musician at one time. And then my trumpet teacher was actually at Berklee School of Music.
Okay.
And he said he quit after sophomore. He said there's no jobs unless you have someone that's in the industry.
Right.
So he says, and he went into engineering.
Okay.
So he goes, go into engineering. And then, so I went into, I was always good at math and not good at English or history or any of those things. I didn't like any of that. So
but that's an interesting combination, music and math. So, you know, oftentimes it's not, you know, people aren't that good.
Yeah.
And so now, what did your dad think about music? Were they supportive? Did they say?
Yeah, they went to every event.
Whatever
did whatever we wanted to do. My sisters did other things. I did that.
Right.
You know, they were very good and drove us around and did normal parents things. You know. My dad worked a lot, you know, when we were young, so starting a business was tremendous amount of hours.
Yeah.
But it was good, you know.
So all right, so you were a trumpeter, all-state. You know, where'd you go to college? Where?
University of Delaware.
Delaware. Okay. Majored in mechanical engineering. Okay.
Yep. So I went there 83 to 87.
Okay.
And then about my senior year, I remember, or start of my senior year, my father wanted me to work somewhere else. His partner said, no, it's better if he starts here. Because at a big company, he'll just learn how to not make decisions. And here, we're more so specific. It would be better for him here. And so then, I remember they took me out to this fancy dinner. And then they said, okay, we're going to offer you a job. But let me tell you.
Now, were you a college student at that time?
Yes.
No, you were? Okay.
All my peers at college, we were getting the average salaries about 32 to 36,000. They were getting
back then, right?
And then Walter, he was pretty shrewd and knew how to look at the numbers. He goes, look, you're gonna be a liability for 10 years. So he goes, we'll offer you 24. 30% less. That's what he said.
Really?
No more. Take it or leave it.
Really?
You've got a good opportunity. You could take over the business if you're good. If you're bad, we'll kick you out.
He said that, really?
That's what he said.
Wow.
So I took the job.
Oh, you took the job?
I took the job, right? And started after school.
Well, why did you do? You had the other potential for more money. You just wanted to, you saw the potential? You saw the upside?
Yeah, I saw some upside, yeah.
Because
some of my friends, one guy was working for Boeing, and he was just designing a screw. It's an important screw because it was holding an airplane wing on.
As we're learning.
2 years. He was older than me. 2 years he worked on one screw.
One screw. Wow.
He said it was really boring after a while.
It drove him crazy.
Right? So, you know, I liked it. We were pretty fast-paced then, so it was good. I started. It wasn't a real young crowd. I think when I started out, so I was 21, and probably the next youngest guy was more draftsmen back then, not engineers. Was 58, then a 60-year-old.
Wow! Oh my God! What a gap!
They're all really, it was a strange engineering department, right?
Yeah.
So then, you know, I was the one started them with CAD. They were all drawing on pencils when we started on drafting boards, and we went to CAD and, you know, kicking and screaming, you know, and then we slowly started hiring newer engineers over the years. And
to really build it up. And so my hope is some young people will watch this show, because I think it's important to understand that don't always go where the money is. Really look at the opportunity and look at the upside.
Right.
And too many people chase them, and I knew that, you know, from business school. They go to this job, they hate it, they're gone after 6 months.
Right.
You know, instead of kind of doing it and building and actually working. As a 21-year-old working with these 50-year-olds, it probably wasn't the most fun thing.
Right.
But you're thinking long term. You've always thought long term, and that's where I think people forget. They need to begin thinking. It's not about today. It's not even about tomorrow. It's what is my career. Right. And I think you're a perfect example. So all right. So you moved up through the ranks.
Right.
You didn't get any special privileges, right?
No. I worked as a regular engineer, and they, you know, one time I left, you know, on time, and my father actually, they pulled me and said, "Look, everyone's watching you. You better be the first in and the last to leave in that department.
Right.
You know, if you have something special, that's fine.
Right.
You know, but as a rule, you're going to go and set an example." And they were pretty adamant on that, so no one thinks I was getting, because everyone watches you as the boss's kid. Right. So you have to outperform, and so there is pressure on that side of it. But you know, I worked there, and for I'd say probably like 7 years, and you know, I was good. It's not like I was bad. And then I took over engineering.
Okay.
I think the 65-year-old was now 75 and time to retire.
Right.
So he actually told them that I should take it over.
Oh, really? So he recommended.
And he actually went in, became a regular engineer, and let me run.
Oh, really?
So
really?
It worked for me then.
Wow.
And a nice guy. And so we did that, and then I ran that, and slowly customers started calling.
Right.
We were very, how should I put it, when I first started the business, it was not as much customer focused. We would do the machine, but what happened is, say there was a problem, we would say, well, we could send someone out to look at it, but here's the price, right? And then slowly I started dealing with the customers direct, and then what I started doing was not asking for money, just sending the person out. And then we don't charge. If it's a big customer issue, they would have to pay, but fix their machine, get them running, whatever it was, whether it's their problem or ours. If it's ours, it's our responsibility. And once we did that, then we started getting, business really started growing a little more. And then we landed one job through an engineer at Gillette. And he had us build something that he couldn't find someone to do. And he's like, this is fantastic. We want you to quote some
what did you produce? What did the machine produce?
It was for the foil on top of a gel package, trying to compress it. For the deodorant.
So you became CEO in what year?
About 15 years ago.
About 15 years ago. Wow. Okay. And you're still a young guy. So, what have been some of the challenges of being CEO?
Well, just the new. Well, part of the challenges. I mean, the part I don't like is people issues, but we got a really good group of people.
Yeah. So I bet your team. It's a good group.
We have a nice team, and that's always the part that you can never get a good grasp on, right? But we've got a great group of people. We're able to promote them and reward them, and you have to do that, right? Especially with a family business, you can't just bring a family member in and say, "Hey, you're the boss now." Right. So our biggest thing has been, as we're expanding, is getting people, is finding good people. And people that are really into the manufacturing. Because we got a bad rap manufacturing maybe in the 70s, people think that we're working in the dungeon with iron ore.
Exactly.
It's really clean and high tech, working with robots today.
You can eat off the floor in your place. So let's before we come to commercial, let's see some of the products that you're you want to show the audience some of the amazing products.
These are some of the big these are some of the common products that we would have, and these are deodorants. This is a new one, just hit the market. This one's been on, and this is going to replace it. So this just went to Target a month ago. We just built this machine.
And which part of this do you make?
We put all the plastic parts together.
Yeah, so you develop machines that put all the plastic parts for, people are probably using something that you produce.
Correct.
Or your machines produced, and so like how many for this one? How many a minute does your machine produce?
That one, we're producing normally between 300 and 400 a minute.
300 and 400 a minute of the. That's amazing. That's amazing. And as you said, you build the machines, and then you sell it to companies.
Correct.
So
they come to us. They say they need a machine to put this together at this rate.
Wow. Well, we're going to come back. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll talk about some more of the products, the Norwalt products.
Into RV and TV shows monthly. We guarantee a great experience that you'll be sharing with everyone you know while increasing your personal and company's brand awareness. But what is your brand? According to Forbes, it's a combination of your logo, your product, your design and feel, and your personality. Did you know that aside from being a guest, we offer even more opportunity to boost your brand? Adding your company logo and website on screen during your interview will allow viewers to recognize your brand instantly. Incorporating images and video clips is another great way to showcase your product during your live segment. Let viewers see how good you really are. And most importantly, there's you and your interview. For less than the cost of a newspaper, direct mail, or a magazine ad, you can leave our studio and within 48 hours have a permanent digital copy of your live segment to link to your social media, embed into your company website, or use in email marketing. Investing in your brand is so very important, and we can't wait to have you as a guest.
Shelter dogs aren't broken. They've simply experienced more life. If they were human, we would call them wise. They would be the ones with tales to tell and stories to write, the ones dealt a bad hand who responded with courage. Do not pity a shelter dog. Adopt one.
Say we've got grit, and we'll take it as a compliment. Because it's our uncommon drive, our spark within, that brings us together.
We're back with Mike Seitel, CEO of Norwalt. We were just talking about their high-speed machines, which are like NASA, really rocket science technology, to create these deodorants 400 a minute.
Yep. 400
a minute. So you build how long does it take to build a machine that would do this?
We designed it from scratch. Our engineers drew all the drawings, and then we farm out all the fabricated parts around the world.
Okay.
So they come into our facility, then we take it and put it together. Typically, from a machine of that size, a deodorant's one of the bigger machines out there.
Right.
That'll probably take 39 to 42 weeks.
Really?
From start of purchase order till when we're ready to ship it.
Amazing. I mean, that's really, really quick.
And customers think that's too slow.
Yeah, of course. They want it yesterday. They think, well, you're pretty much the best, or certainly one of the best in America. And as I understand it, there are only really 5 companies globally that really can do this as quickly as, as you. Is that true? Is that right?
There's a lot of lower speed companies,
right,
and a lot can do some fast. When it's real high speed, there's a less of a amount of companies that do that. Correct,
right.
Yeah.
Well, let's see some of the other products.
Yeah, here's some. This is we did some of the inserts assemblies inside this.
Oh, really?
Putting where you don't see, there's a bunch of mechanism in here that get put together.
So when they do this, because so this cap is off, they make the cap.
The cap's all in pieces,
right?
And the bottle's somewhere else, and then an injection molder that makes the capsule take our parts, or our machine, and put them
together in there. Wow. I mean, do you use artificial intelligence? Everybody's talking about artificial intelligence, or you don't have to.
We're starting to get into what's called smart sensors on the machine for maintenance.
Right.
And what they're doing is, as the machines, say you have a sensor that's looking, is this dot here, or this label proper? And if it starts getting dirty, or starts not seeing properly, or a motor's not working we're getting feedback and can get an alert to the customer.
Oh, really?
So that's all new stuff that's come out in the last year.
Unbelievable.
And that's the way the whole industry is changing on that right now.
Perfect. What else do you have? What else?
Something simple like peanut butter. This all needs to have a foil put into here, okay? And what we do is the lid comes out by itself upside down. We punch the foil in the lid.
Okay.
That goes to the peanut butter company from the guy that makes the lid.
Right.
And they screw this onto the jar.
Right.
And then it goes through a tunnel that welds the foil onto there. So when you take this off,
I love it.
That all came from the Tylenol scale.
Way back the J&J. But see, what's amazing, I mean, this is America, because all these different pieces. People do. Some people just do lids, and some people just do this.
Exactly. Everyone's
and yet nobody knows that. Nobody really thinks about that. Which is why I love talking to family businesses.
This is we had to do this gum pack, and that came out like this.
Okay.
So the guy that makes the gum pack, they come open. We needed to take this part and close it. Sounds simple.
Right.
But someone needed to build the machine to close it and then put the label on it.
And how many a minute do you do with that?
Probably 200-300 a minute.
200-300. I mean, you say it so. There's 200 or 300 a minute. I mean, 200 or 300.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't count to 200 or 300 in a minute.
Yeah,
so it's amazing. Do that. What else? What else do you have?
This is a new machine. So this is. Everyone's seen the new Poland Spring.
Right.
Where they used to have the glue that you throw on the ground when I hated seeing those things. So now what they did is come up with a tamper-evident red band in here and a white spout. Okay. So we put those 3 parts together.
Wow.
1,000 a minute.
1,000 a minute.
Yep.
I mean, people understand. Take a minute and start counting and see how far you can get in a minute.
Yeah. So we're actually installing a line in China right now.
Really?
Yep, we just shipped it to China.
Well, all right. So now what we hear is, China does everything cheaper than America. And why are you shipping to China? China's buying from, see, people don't hear that, are buying from the U.S. Why are you better than the Chinese companies?
The company that is making the plastic parts is a global company.
Right,
so they have a factory in the U.S., Europe, China, everywhere around the world. And they want automation to put it together. Chinese labor is going up.
Right.
So they're going to need, to do this at 1,000 a minute, they're going to need 2,000 people. Right. So, and I think they're having, not trouble finding people, but it costs that. And you do automation, you can expense it, depreciate it over the price of the part, and then in a couple of years it's paid off.
It's paid off.
So the Chinese are very good. They're building stuff too. In 10 years they're going to build a machine that's 1,000 a minute. I guarantee it.
So are you worried about? Now we hear about theft. We hear about stealing. That is that a real challenge?
Problem. Yeah.
You know,
because there's no controls there.
Really,
they don't honor anything.
Patents, those kinds of things.
You might as well give them the drawings. Right. And say, here, copy it.
Interesting.
So it's a big issue. I know it's in government now. The tariffs are really hurting us financially right now. But then on the other end, we need someone's got to. I think everyone understands we need to stop. It's not the trade deficit, it's the intellectual property.
It's the intellectual property to really stop that and enforce it. Because you shouldn't steal. I mean, it's stealing. And so, what else do you have?
Some other things we put did some assembly of like caps and for. This is shaving cream.
Shaving cream, really.
I didn't get much chance this morning to run and go through the cupboards.
but this is great. So I mean, again, the caps and these are about what, 400 or 500 a minute.
Yeah, those are a little slower. Aerosols and shavers gels, they usually run those lines around 250.
Really? Wow.
Not that fast.
But see, it's amazing, and so people are using your products. They're using products, and you've kind of exploded a couple myths. One, there's no manufacturing in New Jersey. And the manufacturing here isn't as good globally, and China, everything's done in China because it's cheaper. So those three myths that you do have some of the best manufacturing in the world right here in New Jersey. You are actually doing, you're so good that China is buying from you, that the Chinese companies, and you're very, very successful. Today is a special day because we're going to do two segments. One, I really want to talk about manufacturing, especially in the Northeast in New Jersey, in our second show. But yeah, this is really amazing. What about the next generation? Now I know your son's working.
Three boys.
Three boys. Okay.
We're not sure if they're all going to go in or not. Right. It's up to them. If they're terrible, forget about it. I don't want them. Right. But one is finished engineering school at Delaware, and he's just finishing his
mechanical engineer. That's right. Okay.
Finishing his master's of business at Wisconsin.
Oh, nice. Okay, good.
So he'll be starting full time in May, June or so. So he's 100% boom going into the business. Right. And then the middle son, he's at Maryland, junior year engineering. Okay. And the youngest is at Delaware in engineering.
So all three engineering?
Yes, all three engineering.
Now, did you push engineering, or they just have to fall in love with it?
They're all good at math and science, and didn't like to read. I mean, it kind of is something in the gene here that we don't like reading at all. What they are not sure what part of engineering they want to go in. The middle one wanted to maybe be a doctor. And that he was thinking of that. And I'm like, you could still be a doctor. You could go engineering, undergrad. And I just pushed them into getting an undergraduate degree that wasn't fluff. I said, you do something technical, accounting, engineering, computer science. Something that is
practical.
Technical, that you can get a job no matter what. If you want to be a doctor, that's fine, but either get an accounting or an engineering or computer science background, and then go, because you may change your mind. You're only 18. You don't know, You're going to change your mind 20 times as a kid.
Do you think that, now your son's in the business now, do you think that it may make sense for him at some point to spend some time away, or for all of them, or
we're looking at, one of my customers offered for the next, not the oldest because it's probably too far from him, but the other two I might send them to work for. One of our customers offered that.
Oh, really? Wow.
We'll put them through a program for a year. I said, I'll pay them.
Right.
You don't have to pay them. It's more for the experience of learning what's on the other side of the wall. So.
Well, it's amazing, and again, yeah, your dad, who's just a wonderful man, and you as well. You know how you've really groomed the next generation and how you work with people, and so it's a nice tough love. It really is a nice. I mean, and that's why I think people feel comfortable. And what advice do you have for other family businesses? I mean,
the biggest thing is if you're going to bring someone in, you got to start them at the bottom.
Yeah,
and
they have to work their way up.
Work their way up.
Yeah,
and don't give them any special favors, and don't say, hey, you could tell them that, hey, this could be yours if you don't screw up. Right. If you screw up,
but you have to treat them fairly too. I've seen sometimes
they're too hard.
They're too hard.
No.
That they underpay them and they do that, and so you really have to say, hey, it's almost as if prove your worth. We're going to treat you like everybody else.
And you got the opportunity to take over someday if you're good.
Right.
You got to step back, and they let me do that, Walter and Norbert. Because when they were in their 60s, they were like, okay, we don't need to grow the business anymore. And then we're like, okay, let's go through. We need to get another building. Right. We need to expand. Right.
Excellent. Well, we're almost at time in this part of the segment, and so we're gonna, in our next show, what we'll do is we want to talk a little bit about employment, about manufacturing, it's been wonderful. I mean, this is amazing, and I just want the audience to know you are using family businesses whether you know it or not, and so we need to support and celebrate these, because these have made America, they've made the world, and so just thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next time on Family Business World. This is Dr. Dale Caldwell.